I'm Kate. I'm the founder of Viva Voce. I'm a passionate creator and lover of fashion who hopes to make a difference in inclusivity in the fashion industry. Growing up, the messages I received about bodies and beauty were that only thinner, smaller bodies were beautiful. That's how I understood the world. That's where I was coming from. This fat phobia and negativity was kind of in me and in the air I breathed around me. And I had gone through a journey when I was an older teenager into my early 20s where I had lost a lot of weight in a way that I now recognize as really unhealthy. And then through having a child, it felt like all of that was undone so quickly. And I had to find a new way to love myself because here I was having to raise another human. And what did I want them to believe about themselves? And so I began to see that I had this journey that I needed to go on to change the shame I felt about my body and to start to really embrace who I was, the body that genetics had handed me, the body that had created life. How could I do that? And so I started to experiment with fashion, and that was one of the ways I started to explore self-expression. Creating Viva Voce really came out of this lifelong pursuit of belonging for myself first, and then realizing that that's what I wanted for everyone. That I knew what it felt like to be excluded, to not belong, to try so hard to fit in and to fail. And I wanted to create not just a fashion brand, but a place where people could know that they were enough just as they were, that they belonged, that they were included, and more than that, that they were celebrated, and that we're more together than we could ever be apart. Because I feel like when we lose those pieces, when anyone is not able to love themselves, to feel that they belong, and therefore not able to give out to the world what they have to give, we're missing things. We need this so bad right now. We're in this broken world that is just taking so many turns away from inclusion and from love. From the first shoot where we had a crew of 99% plus size models, and they were talking about how they'd never been in such a welcoming space, how they'd never had a place where they just felt like they belonged on a shoot. They'd often felt like they were the odd one out. They were the token plus size model, or they were the token Black model, or they were the token Asian. And having a space where they had diversity and they had other people of size in the room, and we could just celebrate that together. Everyone felt so welcome, and they came alive being in a space that celebrated them. And they had clothes to try on that, as fat people, we hardly ever have the ability to try on clothes, especially not two brands at the same time. You know, I and others were able to say, I want to try this shirt and this bottom and create this outfit that expresses who I am, and actually try it on and know what I look like before I buy it. And we got to have a fashion show and see people who had maybe wanted to celebrate their bodies their whole lives and had been told their bodies weren't worth being celebrated. It's reminded me why I did this in the first place, because people are experiencing that belonging and they are being empowered to go out and say to others, you belong too. And when those ripples keep going, that's what changes everything. What would I want to tell little Kate? So many things. But if we're talking about bodies, I think I would want to tell her that hers is enough. Just the way it is, in whatever shape it happens to be in at the time. She's enough and she's not too much, that she can be loud and she can be vulnerable. There are people who are gonna love her for who she is. And beyond that, she can love herself. And that will be what changes everything. That when she loves herself, the whole world will open up to her. That's the key, and that's what everything hinges on. The relationships, the connections, the life we want to live lies just beyond really learning how to love ourselves. Because when we know that, when we become ourselves, when we fully embrace and embody who we were meant to be, and everyone's drawn to that light. Everyone's drawn to that light because when they see your light, they remember they have a light too.